finally made it to Hawaii. And then we got lost. Again, we looked at each other like, what? Setback number one. And this is where it all goes downhill. This is where it all starts to fall apart. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. So today I'm going to be doing my very first story time video. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is Cameron_Martin_, you would have saw that I was in Hawaii last week and I was with my mom. It was just like a mother-daughter girls trip and we had a lot of fun, but there were a lot of setbacks and a lot of delays. Everything was all over the place and it just, a lot of things weren't working in our favor for that trip. So I thought I'd sit here and tell you about it. This is my Hawaiian vacation gone wrong story time. So before we get into this video, make sure if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, turn on your post notifications. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this story time. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. So it all started around March, April, earlier this year. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, we have to go on a vacation. We haven't been on a vacation in 6 years. 6 years ago in 2015. We haven't been on vacation since. I was like, we gotta go somewhere, like, you know, because we couldn't go anywhere last year because COVID was like really, you know, hot and heavy and we couldn't go anywhere. So I'm like, I wanna go on vacation. I wanna do something fun. I want to go out and just have fun and go on a vacation. And she was like, yeah, we got to go somewhere. And so all we had to do was figure out where we wanted to go. And so we threw out all these places like Cabo, Costa Rica, Miami, Hawaii, New York. We said all these different places, but you couldn't really come into agreement on it because the tickets, my goodness, the plane tickets, especially for New York. And let me just tell you, I mean, it's expensive to go on vacation. I mean, I knew that, but it's like really expensive. Like you at least have to have like $1,000. Thinking and contemplating of trying to figure out where we wanted to go because we couldn't figure it out. And then one day my grandma was like, go to Hawaii. That'll be great for you guys. Go to Hawaii. It'll be fun. And we were like, yeah, let's go to Hawaii. That's going to be a lot of fun. We decided to go to Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. That was it. That was where we were gonna go on vacation, summer 2021. So the first thing we did was we booked the flight, we booked the hotel, and it was great. Everything was perfect. And so then we wanted to, or me, not my mom, me, because the Capricorn in me, I wanted to plan an itinerary for the trip because we were gonna be there 3 nights, 2 full days. And so I wanted to plan an itinerary of all the activities that we could do while we were there. Like I wanted to jet ski, I wanted to zip line, parasail, ATV riding, all those things that one would do in Hawaii, right? And I was so excited, I wanted to do all of it. I got my pen, I got my paper, I sat down in my mom's room, I said, okay, let's do this itinerary. And she was like,
no, don't want to do it. I don't want to plan an itinerary. I'm on vacation. I don't want to plan out every single second of my day.
I was like, so difficult. And my mom's a Capricorn too, so you would think she would be more organized, but no, she's not. I tried to do the itinerary, but she wasn't for it. We only got halfway through the itinerary and then we never came back to it. So we left on July 5th. Our vacation was from July 5th to July 8th. Every day leading up to the trip, we're getting more and more excited. We're going to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii before. I was so excited. Hawaii was the one place on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. So I was super excited. Couldn't wait to go. Couldn't wait to do all the activities. So here comes July 4th, the night before we're supposed to leave. Got my hair done, got my nails done, packed everything. I was excited. Our flight is, okay, remember this. Our flight was July 5th, 10 a.m. July 5th, 10 o'clock in the morning. So my mom was like, okay, I want to be there 3 hours early. I want to leave home at 7. So we have like about 3 hours before the flight takeoff. So I got up at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. I got myself together, I got ready, did all that. I made sure I had everything. Everything was great. Me and my mom, we were good. We were great. So we get to the airport. We get dropped off. We go to the check-in station at the airport. Setback number 1. And this is where it all goes downhill. This is where it all starts to fall apart for us. This is where it all happened. So we make it up to the check-in station at the airport. We're checking in. We're getting our bags checked. One of the airline workers comes up to us, and she notices that we're kind of like struggling with the check-in thing because the buttons weren't working. We didn't have a seat. So I guess that was the first thing. We didn't have a seat. She noticed that we were having a hard time. She was like, "Oh, do you need help?" And then me and my mom were like, "Oh yes, please." She was like, she helped us do the rest of the check-in process. She printed out our boarding pass and our receipt, and she helped us put our little boarding label on our suitcases. So we got all that done and everything was great. And then she says,
"Oh, did you upload your negative COVID test to HawaiianSafeTravels.com?"
Huh? What? Who said anything about a COVID test? Me and my mom were like, wait, what? A negative COVID test? SafeTravels.com? What is this? What are we talking about?
And she was like, "Yeah, you have to upload your negative test."
You're not going to be able to enter Hawaii without your negative COVID test. And you're going to have to quarantine for 10 days in the hotel if you don't have it. And me and my mom looked at each other like, huh? And we were like, no, we don't have it. We didn't take a COVID test. The airline worker was like, oh, well, you have to take one now. You have to make your account first, take the test, upload the negative test to the account, and then when you get off the plane in Hawaii, you have to show it to airport security before you're able to enter the state of Hawaii. Again, we looked at each other like, what? So mind you, we did not get not a single email, not a single notification, carrier pigeon, letter in the sky, nothing. We did not know we had to take a COVID test before entering Hawaii. And I should say, I thought in my head for 2 seconds, I was like, what if we have to take a test before we go to Hawaii? I thought that to myself before we left. I thought that to myself a couple times. And I was like, no, we don't have to take a test. You only have to do that if you're going out the country. So I was like, oh yeah, we're fine. We don't need to take a test. We're fine. It's cool. It's great. But no, I think maybe because Hawaii is like an island, so I guess they have different rules over there, even though it's a state. But she was like, yes, you have to create an account, take the test, upload the test, and make sure it's negative. And if it's positive, then you have to quarantine for 10 days or miss your flight. Well, we were just in shock. We were just so blindsided by this. So first things first, we had to make an account. And let me tell you, that took like 45 minutes for both of us to make an account for this Hawaiian Safe Travels account so that we could upload our tests. So you had to make an account. They wanted like every single piece of information that there ever is to know about us. So that took forever. And then my mom's, hers wasn't working, so it took longer. And we had to have 2 airline workers help us try to figure it out. So again, that literally took like 45 minutes to get that done. And so once we got that done, we had to go downstairs across the street to take the COVID test. And when I tell you that line was long, like 50 people in line. And we were like, and mind you, again, the flight takes off at 10 a.m. And by this point, it's like approaching 8:30, right? It's approaching 8:30. A whole bunch of people in line. So we stand at the end of the line. And my mom was like, okay, let me go talk to somebody and see what's going on. And then they told her, oh, you have to make an appointment for the COVID test. You have to make an appointment first. We have to scan this QR code, go to the website, and make an appointment. And then, come to find out, the test costs $125 for the rapid test. $125 for the both of us. $250 to take the rapid COVID test so that we can upload it to the site, so that we can go to Hawaii. Really? We had to make another account. We had to make another account to take the COVID test so that we can make an appointment. Make an account so that we can make an appointment so that we can take the COVID test. So then that took like about 20 minutes for us to make an appointment and to pay for both of our tests. So once we got to the end of the, appointment thing, it said, oh, 12:30 appointment. And I looked, I said, 12:30. I told my mom, I said, this thing says 12:30. Our flight is at 10. She was like, oh, that's nothing. We don't have to follow that. Because the line had gotten shorter by this point. She was like, there's not anybody really in line, so we're not going to have to wait. They'll just let us in. And so I was like, okay. And so we got to the front of the line, and then we talked to this COVID-19 nurse worker, and she was black. And we were like, oh, this appointment says 12:30. Can we just go? She's like, no. We can't do that. Your appointment says 12:30, so you got to come back at 12:30. Come back at 12:30? What? Mom said, but our flight is at 10. We're going to miss our flight. She was like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. You don't know what to tell us. Our flight's at 10. The appointment's at 12:30. There's nobody in line. Like, there's barely anybody in line at this point. Why can't we just go? She was like, there's nothing I can do. It'll be risking my job. And my mom was like, can we talk to a manager? Can you ask somebody? Can you help us out? And she was like, no, I can't. There's nothing I can do. Like, not trying to help us at all. And so when the lady's telling us about how, oh, you got to come back at 12:30, in my head I'm thinking, oh, I guess we're not going to go to Hawaii then. I guess we just going to miss it. Wow, that really sucks, but I guess that's how it's going to be. Wow. So I'm like preparing myself mentally for missing our flight and not being able to go on vacation already. So I'm like almost getting disappointed. And I think the manager comes over, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to cry. Like, our flight's at 10. Our appointment time says 12:30. Can you please just let us go? And he was like, oh yeah, that's fine. You can just go. Like, so simple. That's all it had to be. So we get in line. The line wasn't bad. We were in line for like 5 minutes. They had different stations. We both took the test up the nose. Whew. I went, ooh, ooh. It's so uncomfortable, but anyway. Yeah, so we both took the test. We both finished. We paid $125 each for the test. And so by this point, once we're done taking the test, once we're done making all these accounts, we both took the test. We were both waiting in those long lines. Once we were done, it was about 9 something at this point. It was either approaching 9 or 9 o'clock already. We had to take our suitcases, carrying our big suitcases with us. So we went back up to check-in station and we checked our bags. So we basically had to do like a mad dash to our gate, because boarding was starting. Once we got to the gate, there was this huge long line. There were so many people on our plane. And so we got to the end of the line. We couldn't even use the bathroom, couldn't get any snacks because boarding was starting and we didn't want to, miss it. So we got on the plane, we sat down, took a couple selfies, and then we finally got to relax a little bit because we just went through so much work we had to do, and we had to like rush around. Thank God we got there 3 hours early. We would have missed our flight if we got there any later than we did, for sure. We would have missed our flight. So now we're on the plane, we're trying to relax. We're drinking our airplane water bottles and eating our snacks. But yes, my mom, she slept. That was good. She slept because she said her nerves are bad, rightfully so. So she slept for most of the flight, and that was great. So we finally got to relax a little bit, and then we landed in Hawaii. My very first time. I was very excited. So my whole time I'm telling my mom when we were on the plane, I was like, okay, so we have to do all this COVID testing. Who's gonna check this? Like, imagine if it was for nothing. But I stand to be corrected, because when we landed and we got the plane, there was this huge long line. And you had to stand in this line because they had to check your COVID results in order to let you leave the airport. And so we were standing in this long line. We had to let me tell you. We got our COVID results. They emailed them to us. It was 3 to 5 hours for the results. So they emailed us the results. Right when we landed, we went to our email and we got the results. And we were both negative, thank God. And so we had to convert our file of our test results into a PDF. And me and my mom were not that tech savvy, so we didn't know how to do that at all. I don't know how to convert stuff to a PDF on a phone. If it was on my computer, I wouldn't have had a problem. But on a phone, I didn't know how to do it. So I'm over here Googling all these websites, looking at all these things, watching all these YouTube videos. I could not figure it out. And then that took like 20 minutes. And we were in line for like an hour almost. Because I think everyone who's coming to the state of Hawaii, you have to do this. You have to show them your results. So if you're planning on going to Hawaii, you have to take a COVID test within 72 hours of going. Just so you know, so you don't have to be like us. And I watched this YouTube video and it perfectly explained how to make a document into a PDF. And so I finally figured it out. We uploaded our results into the HawaiianSafeTravels.com website, and we had to show them a QR code, and they scanned it, and so they let us in. And it was finally done. We finally could take a sigh of relief and just relax after waiting in line for an hour to show them these results, COVID results. Finally, we made it to Hawaii, and then we got lost, and we didn't know what baggage claim our suitcases were at. We didn't know. We were guessing. So we went to like baggage claim 9. Bags weren't there. Nobody from my airplane was there. So then we went to 16. Bags weren't there. Nobody from our plane was there. And we were like, wait. I was like, Mom, it's not the right one. And so we found the airport terminal worker and we were like, oh, where are the bags for flight 3? And he was like, oh, that's baggage claim 6. And so we went to baggage claim 6 and our bags were just sitting there because everyone else's bags already came and went. And so ours was just, the lady was just holding our bags because we hadn't claimed them yet. So we took our bags, got our suitcases, we went outside because we were gonna call it Uber. So we sat down and we were trying to go to the hotel now. Tell me why the Uber from the airport to the hotel cost, wait for it, $60 from the airport to the hotel. And it was only 15 minutes away. It's not like it was an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. $60 for a 15-minute ride, 20-minute ride. And so I was like, oh no. Let's refresh this. So me, dumb, made a mistake. I exit out the app. I closed the app out and then we went back to it and now it was $70. It was more. I didn't know it did that. So I thought if you refresh it, it would be a little less. And so it cost $70 now. So I was like, oh no, let me look on my phone. Let me do it on my phone. And now it was $80. So my mom closed it out again and then she went back to it and then it was $90. It was $90 to get from the airport to the hotel. And then we were like, okay, just order it before it gets more. Order. But she tried to order it, but we had waited too long. And so then the price went up. Now it was $110. $110. Ridiculous. And the excuse was, the app is really busy right now, so prices are higher than usual. Are you kidding me? $100. 20 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. Like $100. So it was $100. We got in the Uber. We went to the hotel, checked in, went into our room. We had a nice room. We went to dinner, went to Cheesecake Factory. Then the rest of the night was pretty chill, so it was good. Now, that was Monday. That was July 5th. All of that was on Monday. So now we're at Tuesday. So we're jet lagged, and we get up like at 5 o'clock in the morning because California is 3 hours ahead of Hawaii. So we're jet lagged. We're pretty jet lagged. Pretty, wake up pretty early in the morning. So we get up. We decide that we're going to go to breakfast. So before that, we decided, or my mom decided that she wanted to go to the activities director in the hotel to help us, figure out what activities we can do in Hawaii because my mom didn't want to make an itinerary before we left. And so we went down there. Tell me why. He said that everything that we wanted to do was booked up. So jet skiing, couldn't do that. Luau, couldn't do that. Zip line, couldn't do that. Parasailing, couldn't do that. Everything was booked up. Everything. You have to plan this stuff months in advance. Don't be dumb like us. If you go to Hawaii, plan stuff months in advance. Don't wait until you get there. Really, it's really my mom's fault. I'm gonna blame it on her. Because I wanted to make an itinerary before we left, but she didn't want to. Could have been avoided, possibly. But no, she didn't want to make an itinerary. So yes, everything was booked up. Couldn't do anything that I wanted to do. That was disappointing for sure. But the one thing that we could do was a boat cruise. And I didn't really want to do that because boat cruises are for older people. But my mom said it would pretty much be like a sightseeing thing. You can see Hawaii. So I was like, okay, we can do that. Boat cruise is the only thing available. That's the only thing we could do. So I couldn't go to Hawaii and not do a single activity. So I went with it. So for breakfast, we went to IHOP. Waited forever for that. Everything Hawaii has a long wait. It really does. Nothing is a quick wait. Everything is long. Everything takes forever. Went to IHOP for breakfast. While we were there, we were like, we should go to a Hawaiian restaurant because we're in Hawaii. So of course we have to go to a Hawaiian restaurant. It just makes sense. And so we thought of this. We figured out this one place. I don't even remember the name now. But it was an authentic Hawaiian restaurant. But it doesn't open until 4:30. And so by this point it was like 11:30. And so we wanted to call to make a reservation. And we were like, okay, it doesn't open until 4:30, so we'll wait to see about a reservation and stuff like that. And so 4:30 rolls around and we call and the line was busy. The line was booked. Nobody was answering block calls. Nobody was answering the phone. We called multiple times. Nobody answered. So we couldn't do that. We were like, okay, let's go to CPK. So we get dressed. We go to CPK. Took an Uber there. And so we're in the Uber. He stops. He's like, oh, it's right there. See you guys later, bye. So we get out and we're like, wait, where is it? Can't even find it. So we walked back and forth across the street, up and down the block, couldn't find it. And we're like, where's CPK? So finally we go into this one store and we were like, oh, where's CPK? The cashier lady, she was like, oh, I don't know. You don't know? Don't you think if you work in an area, you should know about your surroundings, where things are? One of the women in line, she was nice. She was like, oh, just walk down the street, turn left, and it's up the stairs. I'm like, okay, thank you. So then we do some more walking, and then we finally find it. So then we go to CBK, get our place in line. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, unless your name is on this list, can't let you in. Mind you, there wasn't anyone in the restaurant. The restaurant was empty. Huh? What list? Where are these people at? Where are these imaginary people on this imaginary list? Didn't sit down. He was like, we can do takeout though. And I was like, oh, I can't even sit down. There's nobody in the restaurant. We could have sat. So many places we could have sat. There's nobody in the restaurant. The restaurant was empty. We ordered takeout. We were disappointed because we were all dressed up and we looked really cute that night. Couldn't even sit down. We ordered our food. We sat in the waiting area. We waited for the food to come out. Then we got the food, ordered another Uber, went back to the hotel. We sat in our beds and we ate in our room. And like, we could have gotten a room service, but whatever. That was Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday. Again, we're still jet lagged. So we got up like at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're just laying in our beds, peaceful, chilling, figuring out what we're gonna do for the day. And then boom, 7 o'clock in the morning, hear these loud siren. Emergency, everyone must evacuate from the building. Emergency, everyone must evacuate from the building. Emergency, everyone must evacuate from the building. Me and my mom, we rush up, put on our clothes, look presentable, because we're thinking like it's a fire or something. Someone got a gun in the building, someone's shooting people. I don't know. No one could take the elevators. That's what they said. Take the stairs. Take the emergency stairwell down to the main lobby. Everyone must evacuate their room. So all of us, everyone in the hotel, everyone's going down the stairs. We're on the 3rd floor. Everyone's going down the stairs, rushing down the stairs. Tell me why. Once we make it downstairs, they're like, oh, false alarm. Go back to your room. Huh? False alarm? 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you weren't asleep or anything, but so all that was for nothing? Like, this is so bootleg. And mind you, the hotel that we went to didn't have the best reviews, so I probably should have saw this coming. It was a nice hotel. It was a nice hotel. No complaints besides that. And so they were like, oh, someone must have pulled the alarm on accident, or some little kid must have pulled the alarm. So we raced out of our beds, raced down the stairs for nothing. We went to the beach. The beach was really good. I like the beach. The beach was fun. I had a really good time at the beach. We were there for a couple hours. I got a floaty. I haven't been in a floaty for years. I haven't been inside a floaty for years. Like, that was a big deal for me because for the longest time I couldn't fit inside of a floaty. So for me to be able to fit inside of a floaty, that was a big milestone in my life. I feel very proud of myself. Later in the day, we went on the boat cruise. That was cool. It wasn't like a sightseeing thing at all. All we saw was water. Me and my mom started feeling like a little seasick, so that was fun. The whole thing was like an hour and a half. And my brother. So we both felt seasick. I was like, ooh, I feel seasick. Oh, goodness. I fell asleep on that boat cruise. Like the second half of it, I was asleep. So yeah, that was something. Yeah, I fell asleep. It was a good sleep on a boat. Sleeping on a boat, that's a pretty good thing to have done in life. So I guess I'm winning in life. Woke up, we got off the boat, and we Ubered back home. That was our last full day in Hawaii, so we wanted to go to somewhere really nice for dinner. So we went to Ruth's Chris, and we had a steak. It's my favorite food, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. The best steak you'll ever have is at Ruth's Chris. It's so good. We ate and we went back to the hotel, and that was pretty much it. So the takeaways, it rains pretty frequently in Hawaii. I wasn't expecting that. It rained almost every night we were there. Like, this is worse than Louisiana. I thought Louisiana was bad with the weather. No, Hawaii's not worse. Louisiana weather sucks. Like, that weather is horrible. But Hawaii's not that bad, but it rains randomly. It goes on and off. It's weird. Wasn't expecting that. Now it's Thursday. It's the day we leave, and the Uber from the hotel to the airport was $45. I mean, better than $100, but. So now we get to the airport, we check in our bags, we sit down on the plane, and both times we got lucky. We had seats to ourselves both times, so we didn't have to sit next to anybody, me or my mom. So we sat next to each other both times, coming and going. So that was good. We got lucky. The flight was like 4.5 hours, so nothing too long. And so we're there, we're relaxing and listening to my music. Yeah, so we land, we get picked up, and we're driving, and then we're hungry, so we go to this restaurant. And I don't know what it was called or where we were. So now I'm back home. I didn't get any sleep on the plane at all. And I had to upload my video because it was Friday by this point. That took forever. And then we had a lunch date with my mom's friends to go to at 1. And I like to work out, so every day. And I don't like to work out after I eat meals, so I went to work out before. So I didn't get any sleep until that night, Friday night. I didn't get any sleep. So I went 24 hours plus without any sleep. Didn't go to sleep. So yes, that is the end of my story time. That is my Hawaiian vacation gone wrong. And if you want to see some pictures from my trip, go follow me on Instagram, Cameron_Martin_. If you want to see some pictures of me and my mom on our trip. And yes, this trip, it was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of twists and turns, a lot of back and forth. But all in all, even though I did a lot of planning in this video, all in all, I'm blessed that me and my mom got the opportunity to go to Hawaii. It was definitely a blessing. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, and I'm really glad, God gave us the opportunity to go there. So I'm really glad. I definitely want to go again. I have to go with maybe friends next time. Friends who want to do some of the activities I want to do. Because my mom, she didn't want to do the jet skiing and the parasailing and the zip lining. That was not really her thing. So she didn't really have a problem that we couldn't do it. It was really me. I was disappointed. She went to the boat cruise. I was just glad I got to spend some quality time with my mom. Get to spend some time with her. We had a good time together. And we went shopping. And I love shopping. So that was great. Went to the beach. And we had some really, really good food. I mean, food that we eat out here. So nothing like really authentic Hawaiian food. Nothing like extremely special. But it was good food. Just blessed to be able to spend time with my mom and hang out with her and have a girls trip. I think that was really fun. And I'm blessed to have that opportunity, even though we had a lot of rough times on that trip. That's the end of my vacation gone wrong story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video and turn on your post notifications. Just stay tuned for my next video on Friday, July 16th at 5 p.m. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. I think this video is pretty long. It's way longer than I thought it was going to be. Love you guys if you made it to the end of this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.